To fly 420 miles at 130 miles an hour. And it was designed by the wonderful Roy Chadwick. The Avro Anson do her lovely display. She's flown by Ben Cox. And it was 1935 when this aeroplane first flew, not this aeroplane, but the first Anson. And it rapidly became a coastal reconnaissance aircraft. 48 Squadron in 1936. It was the RAF's first aeroplane with retractable undercarriage. And we can see there the undercarriage beautifully and neatly retracted. 21 RAF units eventually got the Annie in coastal reconnaissance and also in search and rescue roles. More of our search and rescue theme here at Cosford today. That's a lovely sight, isn't it? 3 Annies actually managed to fight off Messerschmitt 109s over the beaches at Dunkirk. They shot down 2 and damaged a 3rd. Annie, we'll have seen as she took off, she's a tailwheel aircraft. We didn't believe in that tricycle undercarriage stuff till quite a bit later. That was nasty American import. And the wheels slowly coming up into the engine nacelles there. And towards the end of the war, they were still producing these airplanes in 1952. So from 1933 to 1952, it's not bad, one of the longest production runs ever. And the RAF kept using them until 1968. More than 11,000 of these airplanes were built. Not many left now. This particular aeroplane was built at the Avro factory at Yeadon, next to what's now Leeds Bradford Airport, built in 1950, and was in RAF service as a T-21 navigation trainer. It's converted to a T.
Everyone can see it, and also I try to do things for either end of the crowd, because sometimes the Cosford, the crowd line is quite long.
So there it was. Poor old Annie going about his business when it's bounced by a Messerschmitt 109. This is Germany's most important fighter of the war. 35,000 of these were built. A really excellent fighter aircraft, one of the best ever. First flew about the same time as the Annie in 1935. And was able to prove itself in the Spanish Civil War. The E version of this aeroplane, the Emil, made mincemeat of all its enemies except the Spitfire. The Spitfire was the only aircraft at the time that could take it on. It was small size, high acceleration, fast climb and dive, and very good maneuverability. Although the cannon had better range and striking power than the British 8 machine guns. Problems with this aircraft, and here goes a Hurricane.
In the air, a 109 flies like any other aeroplane, except it's very heavy in pitch, i.e. full on the elevators. In a combat scenario, with a two-handed fair. If it was sustained combat, the pilots during the battle must have got very tired. the 6-foot, blonde, blue-eyed German, how he ever fitted in it, let alone go to combat, wearing flying clothing, parachutes, Mae Wests, all of that dressage as well. So it was definitely a young man's game.
They must have seen them in a completely different way. A lot of them didn't or wouldn't have been pilots if it hadn't been for the war. So they probably looked at the airplane not as something they liked, it was just a tool to do a job with. If they never saw another one of them, they probably wouldn't have minded. Yeah. And every time they got in one, they thought, maybe today's the day I'm going to die.
I think the key difference between the jet that you go up in on your holidays to Mallorca is very, very cramped, very hot, very noisy. I can imagine when there was a squadron scramble, leaping into a Spitfire cockpit, being strapped in, with the Mae West on, with a parachute on, with all of the rest of the paraphernalia, oxygen, God knows what. How they did that in the few seconds they did and scrambled in the air, I just don't know.
It's a difficult aeroplane to actually clamber into. But to do all that in a hurry, in a scramble situation, is a tricky exercise. And I have a feeling, I'm sure some people got airborne without ever doing the safety harness up because they probably thought it would just take too long. There's the odd sharp object, sooner or later you'll look at your hand and you cut yourself on some split pin or something.
Let us, therefore, brace ourselves to our duties, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
And indeed, flying the Mustang in that tail chase on the Messerschmitt is one Norwegian, as Churchill included the Norwegians in that. Pilot is Lars Ness, who is flying the Mustang, which belongs to the Norwegian Spitfire Foundation. And there is the sound of the Mustang, very distinctive whistling sound. Because the Mustang and the Hurricane are very different eras. The Mustang, vastly improved performance, much longer range.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. All our hearts go out to the fighter pilots, but we must never forget that all the time, night after night, our bomber squadrons travel far into Germany and inflict shattering blows to reap the whirlwind. Ah, this is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is perhaps the end of the beginning.